late. Really sorry.
It's all right. There is no late. You're here when you get here. We only just started. Sit, feel it go up into your bicep and your shoulder. And then tilt forwards. I say, Chloe, do both of your arms because we've just done the right arm. And then feel the whole of the left arm, the shoulder relax. And the ground's taking away any tiredness, any tension that's accumulated there. And then allowing your arm just to be free down in front, and it might swing around, it might be still. Let your head, neck and shoulders relax. And then we're going to stand up and place the palm so it's facing up, and imagine that you're raising the ceiling, you're raising the roof, the sky. Breathing in as you go, feeling that lovely stretch coming all the way up from the outside of the left foot. And then as you breathe out, that arm slowly descends down. Step your feet back together and I'll give both arms a little shake. Anchor the balls of the feet down, have a little bounce on the balls of the feet. So you get all the lymphatic system moving, fluids. And take your arms up above your head. Let the sternum lift. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, bend your knees and let the arms swing back behind. And we're going to stand back up and repeat this a few times. Lovely full lung oxygen. Breathe out. Rising up. And a couple more times. And this next time, just pausing with the arms up above your head. Both palms face up again. Lift up. Lovely. Let your shoulders relax down into their sockets. Breathe in. And on the out breath, let both arms descend down, slowly arriving back by the sides of your hips. Fabulous. Let's work with the legs. So take your weight into your left leg, pop your hands onto your hips for balance, and we'll circle the toes around a few times. Tension's just being released from that ankle. And change your direction when you feel ready. Give your foot a shake. I'm going to take that awareness right in from the toes into the ball of the foot, arch and the heel. Oops. And then your calf muscle. And as you come to your knee, just give your leg a swing from the knee down, so it really nourishes that knee joint. Let that awareness now come right up to the top of your leg to your hip, and then we're going to shake down from the hip into the quad. Always be mindful of the knee. And then feel the whole of the leg relax, so your foot goes all loose and floppy. And pause, place your foot back down. Take that awareness now into your right leg and lift your left foot, circle your toes. Engage your glutes to help support you. Find something to focus your eyes on. And just using slow breaths, that will always help keep you steady. Giving your foot a shake when you feel ready. We start with the toes, the ball of the foot, the arch and the heel, calf muscle, and coming towards the knee and just giving the leg a swing from the knee down. And nourishing that lovely knee joint. And now taking that awareness right up to the top of the hip, shaking down. Relax our quad muscle, relaxing, strong muscle. And then the whole leg relaxes, the foot goes relaxed, and any tension just is released from your toes. Place your foot back down, whole body shake, have a little dance. So enjoy moving just for the sheer joy of it. So our lovely Parsvanottanasana is a Sanskrit word for charity pose. It also helps us to feel joyfulness. And Joy sends her love this morning, but she's not here. She's always here with us in spirit now. Okay, lovely. Come back to standing. We're going to spend a bit of time with the shoulders today because it's really important that they're nice and loose. So begin just taking your right shoulder and then your left shoulder back. And we're really going to spend a bit of time circling these shoulders. Releasing any tension that's been sitting here. And feeling the whole of your body starting to flow into it. The hips begin to move. And as always, the movement comes from the spine. Spine, it's a living, breathing being within itself. All our wisdom, spinal cord runs through there. So get your hips moving and let your circles become bigger. And then change your direction, bring it forwards. Just bringing the arms forwards. And then we're going to go backwards again. And start to lift your elbows into it. Good morning, Charlotte. Lifting your elbows into it, feeling the ribs. The arms are like wings. And we're getting some air into the armpits. Some space in the body. Circles become bigger. So the elbows lift up and back. Now any tension. And then start to let the arms swing through and underneath. Feel as if you're sending forward big handfuls of air. Compression in the kidneys, nourishing the adrenals. And then we're going to turn it into a lovely figure of eight. But with your figure of eight, start around the level of the navel. So your hands, so we're going to do it with a little bit of a bit of awareness to begin with. So we're just around the level of the tummy, the navel. And you're letting the elbows lead it, so you can feel it in your ribs. And start to lift up a little bit higher. So you're taking that figure of eight up through the heart center. This raises the energy up. Compassion, kindness, self-love, acceptance, what else? Joyfulness, forgiveness. Just thinking of all the key words that go with what we're doing today. Take your hands up above the top of your head and start to create figure of eight all the way up above. And I'm going to go down through the midline. Bend your knees. That's it. Separate your feet so you're transferring your weight from one side to another. So we're going to get the heart rate moving as well. That's great. Feel it relaxing the sacrum. And then we're going to lift up again. You might want to step your feet closer together. We're going to go to the right side, so figure of 8 on the right. Lovely. And you can close your eyes if you want to, and imagine that you've got a ball of light in your hands, and that light's clearing away any tension that's settled in your subtle energy body. It's clearing it out. Take it over and go to the other side, over to the left. Lovely. And then allow it to go wherever it needs to go. And you might want to slow it right down now. As you slow it down, tune into the sensations you might feel in your hands. Notice how your breath is. And then stepping your feet closer together, let your hands just come down by your hips and start to twist. Your hands just tap in low to begin with. And allow the movement to come right from the base of the spine. You can feel it again in your knees. We can start to let the arms lift up a little bit. Bring the hands up to shoulder level now. Or above, it's up to you, wherever you want to go with it. Then we're going to go right up into the space above the head. And any worries, anything that you don't need is just being gently released. It's been taken away by the element of air. You need to feel fresh and present right in this moment. You let your arms come down and lift your heels from the mat. Let the twist get a bit deeper. When I say deeper, I mean just allow it to just move a little bit. You can turn a little bit more maybe. But always moving with what's comfortable for your body, never forcing anything. The arms are going to come up again. Taking them up in your own time. You know your body. And the arms can go into that space above again. And then bring them down when you're ready. And then we're just going to give the knees a little bend. Stretch out those powerful quadriceps, the muscles in your thighs. Let your arms and let your body just stop on its own. And take a few breaths, close your eyes. And if you feel like you want to drink of water, rehydrate yourself a little bit. Hopefully that's got your body's energy moving, got you into the zone. So, your fingers, a bit of movement, so just stretch out all your fingers. And then turn your arm upside down so the palms face forward. Place your hands just across your fingers, and then we're just going to gently stretch the forearm. Just easing into it. No pain, no force, just ease. Just a few breaths. And I'll do the same on the other side. So just pressing down into the fingers and stretching the forearm. Just release, give your wrists a few figure of eights. Change your directions as well. And then begin to lift your arms up. Oh, it looks really pretty, doesn't it? Your arms come down. A few breaths. It's a lovely movement that. We're just going to do a few spinal stretches. So just check your feet at hip distance. And let the soles of the feet spread out. Feel your toes relaxing down. Allowing the heels to sink. And then with the arches of your feet, just gently lift the arches. And what you notice is the muscles in the legs slightly engage. Let that awareness now come into your hips and pelvis. Breathe out. And then gently lift that pelvic floor muscle. Feeling the hips and pelvis coming into that perfect alignment. And then breathing in, allowing the sternum to lift. Just taking a couple of breaths. And then let your shoulders lift up towards your ears, circle your shoulders back. And with each in-breath you take, find a bit of space in the spine. And see if you can make a bit of space between the lower rib and the top of your hip. And your core muscles are engaged about 10-15%. We're just going to take the hands up through the midline and enjoy a nice standing stretch. Breathing in as the arms lift. And then breathe out, just flow forwards, come down into your forward bend, and we're going to come straight back up again. Allow your knees to bend, tuck tailbone under, and your hands gently rise back up through that midline. Breathing in, lifting up. Shoulders relax and flow forwards, coming down. We're just going to repeat this a few times. And we're doing this morning to stretch out your hamstrings, really, as well as your spine. Breathe in, rise up. Take your time. Coming down when you're ready. Feel each vertebra as you rise up. And relax and releasing as you come down. Next time you come down towards the ground, I'm just going to invite you to pause down there. Just come down into your forward bend. And you can place your hands onto the ground if you wish. Bend your knees so your belly rests onto your thighs. Let your head, neck and shoulders relax and just take a few slow, deep breaths here. And then place your hands just behind your ankles and rise up. Just sliding the hands up the midline of the legs and place your hands underneath your rib cage. You've got your hands on your sacrum. Then you're going to lift the sternum, soften your knee, and just recline back a little way so you've got a nice stretch through the torso, through the front of the body. Breathe in, rise up once more, release your hands back down through the midline of the legs and come back down into your forward bend. And then we're going to rise up again, stacking each vertebra, breathing in, arms lift all the way up. The arms coming up all the way up overhead. But this time, we're going to create a circle in front. We're just going to work with a couple of those vitality breaths. That beautiful circle, getting that energetic heart, that subtle heart center, that awareness there. Just notice if there's any feeling in your hands, if there's any tingling. And we're just becoming very, very present right here in this moment. It's in your breath. That really subtle spinal wave. Beautiful. Next time your arms come up overhead, just pause. Let your palms come together. Bend your elbows, bring the wrists down just in front of the crown. Squeeze your elbows forward, breathe in. And as you breathe out, bend your knees, just sinking down into Utkatasana, chair of the heart. Let your head look up towards the back of your wrists. Looking forward once more, straighten the legs, let the hands come down in front of the heart center. Breathing in as you sink down, pressing palms together, keeping your knees over your feet. Looking up towards the wrists, nice open throat center. And then this time, separate the arms, let the arms come down either side of the body. And just return back into that standing pose into Tadasana. You can close your eyes. Noticing how you're feeling. Okay. So, you're going to step forward with your right foot. Have your left foot facing forwards as well. So both feet face forwards. And they're about a couple of feet distance apart. Whoops. And you want both feet facing forward. You're going to bend that leading knee. Have your hips and pelvis in neutral. And we're stretching gastrocnemius. That's your calf muscle. So if you can't feel it, widen your stance a little bit more. I'm hoping you can feel the stretch in your calf muscle. And we're just going to hold this for about count of 10. Right. Step your left foot in. So there's about 1 foot distance between the two. Again, both feet facing forwards. This time, we're going to bend both of the knees and sink down. This time we're stretching what's called soleus muscle, which is the muscle that connects into your Achilles heel. And I can't see any of your legs, so I hope they're all in the right place. Okay, lift up. Swap the legs over, so your left foot's out in front and you want them a couple of foot distance apart. Bend that leading knee, hips and pelvis neutral. Tuck elbow under a tiny bit, make sure your pelvis is upright. And we're just easing into that gastrocnemius stretch, calf muscle. Right, step your right foot in. Foot distance apart, both feet facing forwards, bend both knees, sink down. Funny shape, this one, isn't it? If you can't feel much, just take your weight a little bit further back. Rising up. Give your legs a little shake out. Hope you're all right. You're going to get a rest soon, don't worry. Going to work with the eagle breath. I love this one. Shall I do a little demonstration so you know what it looks like? Because it's a couple of weeks since we've, well, it's quite a long time since we've done it. So I'll be quiet while I do it. You want to make sure. It's talking. So transferring your weight first of all. We'll do a few of those and then we're going to do it strong to begin with, and then we're going to soften into it. So get yourself, well, make sure you've got plenty of space around you, because there's nothing worse than bashing your hand on the wall. And we'll start with the right foot out in front, and you want to make sure both feet are facing forwards. Maybe the left toes can be slightly out to the left so you don't lose your balance. And then you want to make sure that you can transfer weight really, really smoothly between your 2 feet. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the arms back and around, backs of the hands come together, and you're breathing in as you do that. And then you draw back, you bend that back leg, and then you squeeze a little bit like with the one we did the career transformation last week. So breathe in, come forwards, nice length through your spine. Breathe out, draw back. So breathing in and drawing back. It's got an element of taking that power back again. Breathing in, opening your wings, and exhale. Lovely. It's like it's gliding. Breathe in and breathe out, that's it. And you feel it in your back, your shoulders, shoulder blades, but also in the pecs as well, in the chest. Just do a couple more. And then we're going to change the movement so it just turns into a beautiful flow. So as you come forward, arms lift. And as you draw back, the arms come down. This has got an element of, feels a bit like the ocean waves. It's got a softness moving with it. Lift up. Arms face forward as you flow down. Just do one more of those. And then unite your feet. And then working with that on the other side. So step forward with your left foot. Again, make sure you can transfer your weight nice and easily between both feet. Come back to neutral. And pop your glutes on, core muscles, hips and pelvis steady. And then we're going back into eagle breath. So arms come around, backs of the hands come together and you draw back. You feel it in your chest and your pecs. Back. Soaring. Really reaching for the highest. Always really feeling anchored and rooted through your feet. The eagle would be steady in its flight. Got that focus, that one-pointed focus. It knows where it's going. It knows what it needs to do. And then changing the movement into that soft movement. And you could even let the arms lift up, actually. So as you come forward, they could lift up a little bit higher. And it's almost like you're stroking the air. Always synchronizing the breath. Beautiful, just one more. And I'm going to invite you just to fold forwards and come down. Have your front knee slightly bent and just come down into a bit of a hamstring stretch. And you can hold on to your knee, your ankle, your foot, or the ground. And it's just stretching out those lovely hamstrings. And then bend that leading knee, core muscles on, rise up, change your legs over. So we do the same on both sides. So right foot first, left foot behind, and just folding down. And if it feels comfortable for you, you can straighten your front leg a little bit. But just allow your breath to be steady and full. Feeling those tight hamstrings stretching. So you're just in that forward bend. And then from here, bring yourself down onto your mat, come down onto your bellies and come into crocodile pose and have a well-deserved rest. So heels are in, toes are pointed out, one arm on top of the other, forehead rests on your arms. And just allow the body to yield down to the earth. Breathing slowly. A few moments to rest, resting for you. As you rest in your crocodile pose, just gently notice the abdomen, the belly, the hips, and notice how the body just rises from the earth as you breathe in. And then that lovely softness that moves through you as you breathe out. Gift of breath, gift of life. Happens for you, you don't have to think about it. Automatic. Spending 3 more. Slow deep breaths here. And then bringing your heels closer together. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders and lift yourself back into the pose of a child. Arms stretched out in front, forehead down. And then take your hands back by your ankles. And then slowly begin to rise up. So you come into whatever your kneeling position is. Just pause for a moment. Just take mental note of how you're feeling. You invite you down onto the ground, onto your side, and you want to have your knees at 90 degrees to your body. You can pop a little cushion underneath your head if you feel that you need it. That's just to keep your head in line with your spine. And you want to have your knees as close to your body as possible. And both palms are together. And then we're going to begin our shoulders spiraling. So the arm that's on top is going to travel up above the crown of the head. And you're going to create a circle all around. Let the back of the head roll along the mat. Let that arm come all the way around in that circle. And then the hand just brushes by the side of the hip, along the side of the thigh, along to the knee, and then the two palms reconnect. And we're going to do that several times. And I'm going to invite you to just work with that in your own time. Just taking the arm around. Breathing in as the arm goes up on the upward journey, and out as it travels the underside. And take your time to be slow with it. Always moving with ease. It's feeling as though those layers, those things, those heavy things that said to have challenges, feel like any challenges are just being released, shrinking in size as you move. The arms round. And next time your arms are extended out at shoulder height, just pause and take a couple of breaths there and really feel the space in your chest and your lungs. And then continue that underside and let your palms reconnect. And then just take a few moments to breathe. Just breathe in. And then turn over and create that same shape on the other side. So you want your knees as close to your body as possible in a right angle, spine straight, both palms facing one another. Start off, make your top arm as relaxed as possible. And then that arm that's on top starts to create that spiral. Moving around the body. Back of the head rolls, shoulders roll. And you feel a wonderful relaxation happening through your spine and through the pectoralis muscles. Enjoy each one of these spirals and noticing how much more you feel relaxed each time the arm moves around. Then taking that moment to pause. So both arms are stretched out, palms are facing upwards. And you just breathe in that spaciousness into your lungs and into your chest. Continuing when you're ready. Let your palms reconnect. And then pressing both palms down into the mat and just bring yourself into a seated position. And you might just want to close your eyes and settle for a moment or two after those movements. I'm just going to give you a moment to get sat up. I'm going to do some demonstrating for you. Here we go. Oh, I can't even get up. Hasvanottanasana, the charity pose. So at the beginning of the class, I think I told you a little bit about it. So it's a spinal flow that you nourish all your digestive organs as you come forwards. It also, you lead it with the heart. And when we work with the heart, again, those qualities of generosity, compassion for yourself. And when you have it for yourself, you have it for others. Looking after yourself, love, all those things, they help to cultivate them. And it can really help you to feel really present. So I'm going to do a little demonstration. So first of all, I just want to do a little bit of prep for the arms. So there's a few different arm positions you can do. You can either hold your elbows like this, or you can bring your hands together, twist your wrists up and have your arms like this, or you could just have your hands clasped together by your sacrum. So a few different ones. There you are. So you see that I was flowing into it. Didn't go all the way down first time. I think I would have snapped. But you lead your way down, and you just go as far as what's good for you. And I have been doing quite a bit of practice with it this morning. So I really have prepared my body. So what I would say is just go where it's right for you. And if you feel a bit unsteady or unstable, just stay there, because we're going to work with this over the next couple of weeks. We're going to build it into the seat of compassion. So I'm going to invite you up to your feet, and we're going to do that arm body prep what I just did. So first of all, have your arms out in front, and then turn your palms away, and then clasp your fingers. And this looks like it's not going to work, but you just start bringing your hands in towards you. That's it, yeah. And you notice after a couple of times, it all starts to free up. Lovely. I remember when my Mona teacher did this and my jaw dropped on the ground. I thought, God, I'll never be able to do that. And every single one of us is doing it right here today. So unclasp your hands, clasp them the other way, and then do it the other way. Your arms come down, give them a shake. And then decide how you want to hold how you'd like to hold your hands behind your back. And just bring your arms out in front, and then bring the arms around, and you can either hold your elbows. So you want to draw your shoulder blades back and hold your elbows. Or if you want to do the hands together, what I like to do is bring them together and then rotate them round and just nestle them in between my shoulder blades. But my hands aren't actually touching, it's just my fingertips that are. I can't actually do it just yet. Or if you're feeling a bit relaxed today, you can just hold them by your sacrum. So it's up to you. And then release your hands. And then we're going to come to Tadasana Mountain Pose. So feel the crown of the head rise up, and really feel as though you're stepping into your power, that flow. Just taking a few breaths, preparing your body, preparing your mind. And we're going to step out to the right side. Out to the right. And just check that your stance is comfortable for you. Don't go too far. And we're going to turn the toes of the right foot 90 degrees. And then the left heel is going to go back 60 degrees. And it's actually a forward bend, so you want to check that your hips can turn, so you're going to be square over that leading line. And your right knee is going to bend to begin with. We use that right knee as a bit like a lever to help you move up and down. And then come back to the front. Breathe in, let sternum lift. And we're going to take the arms out to the side. Draw shoulder blades together, take your arms behind, and decide which arm gesture you'd like to do. So either bring your hands together, hold your elbows, or clasp your palms. Breathe in, lift sternum. And as you breathe out, let your body twist. And then breathing in, you're going to lift up first of all. You're going to lift your heart center. And then bend that leading knee, so your right knee bends, and you're just going to come forwards a little bit, and then lift up from the base of the spine. You've got that flowy lifting back up again. That's it. So use your knee, so your knee bends, you come forwards, and then you lift up from the base of the spine, and use your core muscles this time. Breathe out as you come forwards, breathe in as you come up. That lovely flow, and you're leading with your heart. And each time you come forward, you can come down a little bit more. Front leg straightens as you lift up. And then come down to wherever your point is, your furthest point. And then you can straighten your leg if you wish. Take a few breaths. Then taking slow, deep breaths. And then we're going to refresh core again. Lift up from the base of the spine. And then we're doing it again. So we're lifting back up. So this time you go down to your second furthest point and then lift. So you've got this lovely flowing backwards and forwards. So it's got a little bit of a back bend, but not too much. It's always the sternum that leads. Beautiful. That's it. You're all doing great. Then come back up to standing. Let your feet turn forwards. Release your arms down and just come down into a forward bend for a moment. You might want to rub your wrists as well. Let your head, neck and shoulders relax. You're bringing your head down lower than your heart. Bend your knees as well and have a little flow from side to side. And then refresh core, rise up very, very, very slowly. Get your shoulders back. Going to repeat that on the other side. As you rise up, just notice how much freer your breath is. How still you feel. Turn the toes of your left foot 90 degrees. And then take your right heel back. Lift your arms up, breathe in. Your shoulder blades together, take your arms behind and create your hand gesture. And then as you breathe out, you turn your hips. You're breathing in, lifting the sternum. So it's a little bit of a micro back bend. Bend that leading knee and then come forward with your heart leading. So just a little bit to begin with. That's it. And you're flowing with your breath. That knee bends. Feel your abdomen press towards the thigh. Lovely. Exhale as you come forward. Inhale as you come up. And just flowing with that 3 or 4 times. And then on your final one, you can come all the way down wherever you are. Once you arrive down into it, you might want to straighten that front leg, but make sure your knee joint's not locked. And then in that full shape, take slow, deep breaths. Anchoring down through the feet. Awareness towards the heart center. Parsvanottanasana. Head to knee pose. Qualities of generosity, compassion, kindness. And then refresh your core, bend that leading knee, lift up from the base of the spine, come all the way up, sternum lifts, and then you flow forward again into that. Not quite so far down. So it's like your spine's made out of elastic. And then coming back up to standing. If you want to keep going a little bit, you can do, because I know you just came back up. So if you need to do a few more, you can. And then when you arrive back up to your standing position, turn both feet forwards. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, release your arms and just come down into your forward bend. And really nourish yourself in this forward bend. Allow your head, your neck, your shoulders to relax and relax into that softness. Quality of the heart. Really fostering that compassion, generosity, feelings of loving kindness. And when we look after ourselves, we can offer that to others. Slowly bring your feet closer together. Bending your knees And rising up, and we're going to take the arms around the sides of the body. We're going to create a circle around, circle of light. Breathing the arms all the way up overhead. Let your palms meet. Bring in both sides of the body into balance and harmony. And guide your hands down to settle in front of your heart center. Anahata. Close your eyes. Notice how you feel. How are you today? Your hands come down by your sides and just rest into that drew point, into that drew band. And then slowly make your way down onto your mats, onto your backs. And you might want to bring your knees in and just gently rock from side to side. You might want to be still. Get your blankets and your cushions and all your nice cozies. Give your shavasana, your relaxation. Really make yourself nice and cozy. You're nurturing yourself. Blankets, your socks. Oh, brilliant. That's it. Snuggle your knees into your chest and just have a little rock from side to side and circle your knees around and just take a few moments to ease yourself into your most comfortable place, releasing tension from the base of the spine, from the hips. And then just place your heels onto the ground and slide your legs away. Let your toes roll out to the sides. Check that your palms are facing upwards. And they're at a comfortable distance from your body. And you're just taking slow, deep breaths. Just allowing that breath to be received and released. Gentle exchange. Cool air flows in, warm air flows out. As that out breath is released, tiredness and tension, things beyond your control are all released and dissolved. And circle your toes around a few times and feel the activation in the legs. Backs of the knees down into the mat, feel the quads tighten up a bit. Tighten the glutes. Breathe out, soften. Just gently pressing the sacrum down into the mat. And soften the sacrum. Draw tummy button in towards your spine. And then breathe out and soften the whole of the belly. Roll your arms in towards your body and breathe in. And then roll the arms away so your palms face upwards. Invite in that steadiness into the chest, expansion. As you breathe out, body relaxes down. Turn your head left side and right side. And let your head just come to rest in the middle. And then just spend a moment or two with the face and just move through the forehead and the eyes, the nose, the jaw. And slow breaths. Nowhere to go and nowhere to be. Just right here in this present moment. And let your eyes soften and relax in your cheeks and your smile. As you breathe out, a feeling of relaxation moves down through your body. I'm going to use that feeling you get when you smile. I'm just going to invite you to smile for a moment. And just allow yourself to think of a time where you've been really, really happy and joyful. It could have been on a holiday. It could have been while you were swimming. Or it could be when you've been with your grandchildren or your children. Just a time where you felt really happy. And just breathe that feeling in into every cell in your body. Feel that smile. And then breathe out. And we're going to use that feeling of joyfulness, that feeling of happiness, and take it through your body. We're going to begin with the soles of the feet. Allowing that beautiful joyfulness to soothe and nurture the soles of your feet, and your toes, and your shins, and your knees. It travels quite rapidly up through your body, bringing that feeling of joy into the bones in your legs. You just breathe out, and that joyfulness, that feeling of happiness is released into the world. And now it comes into your knees and into your thighs, into the strong bones in your thighs, the muscles, the hips, the pelvis. Breathe in that feeling of that smile into your body. And breathe it out. The organs within your body, different systems, organs in the hips, the elimination organs and the reproductive organs. Every cell smiling. Spine, breathing flexible and healthy, breathing that into your spine. And let it go. And that joyful feeling arrives into your chest, into your heart. The lungs and digestive organs. You breathe out. And there it goes up into your face, into your neck, into your arms. And again, that smile returns to your lips. The chemical reaction when we smile. It's oxytocin, a happy chemical. You breathe it out. And as you breathe out, I'm going to invite you just to rest here for a minute or two. Resting in that essence of the heart. And then it's time to reawaken. Just above the crown of your head, allow beautiful light. Could actually be pink, shiny pink, golden iridescence, colours of the heart centre. Just invite it in and invite it in to nourish you. And it starts to pour down over the face and your eyes. Start blinking your eyes, smiling again, feeling that lovely activation of the face, and that lovely light flows down through your body, breathing it through. Breathing out, moving your fingers and toes, having a stretch, flowing down through the spinal column, bringing balance and harmony. And it goes into your hips and into your legs, into your knees and your feet. Start to wiggle your toes. And a stretch, you might want to bring your knees into your chest. Whatever you do, make sure it's perfect for you. You're following your heart, you're listening to your intuition. And then turn yourself over onto whichever side you feel most comfortable on. And then bring yourself back to a seated position. You might want to have your eyes closed or not, it's up to you. You're ready to come back up. And get the hands, rub the hands together. Nice warmth into your hands. Place your hands over your eyes, let your eyes open up. Oh, give your forehead a tap in your cheeks, your jaw. Just take your time. And give yourself a dust off. Let it go. Give yourself a great big hug. And then give the other side a hug as well. I'm going to take the arms all the way up above your head, let your palms come together. And then draw your hands down in front of your heart. And then I've got a mudra to end on, and it's a mudra of compassion, of contentment, actually. I learned it the other day. Interlace your fingers, so your fingers are all pointing in towards you. So like this. This. And then you fold them around, and you let your thumbs come together. And you just sit with your hands just in front of you, wherever's good for you. That's it. Oops. Just sit for a moment. And that helps you to feel contented and still. And just let your hands, you can stay like that if you wish, or you can bring your hands together. I really hope that you enjoyed this morning's class. And I'm going to upload it up to YouTube when I get a bit of time. I'll probably arrive up there.